is morning day 7, I believe. Down here on the water, just starting to bring my stuff down so I can get ready to pack it into the boat. Yesterday was a good day. We made it about 47 miles. We only planned about 35, 36, but the camp that we were hoping to go to, someone was there, so we had to continue down. We finally found this camp. It was up a pretty steep hill, but all in all, it's a good camp. The low last night was only in, I think, the mid 40s, but boy, did it feel cold. I was so cold last night. So I'll have to make some adjustments for tonight for that. The sun trying to think about peeking its way, but it's coming from that other direction where the trees are, so it's going to take a little bit for it to peek through to this side. But yeah, so we were on a pace at the beginning of yesterday where we had to do 31 miles to make it to Dawson in time. And now we're sort of thinking if we do 40 miles a day on average, we'll make it there a couple of days early. So we're just going to see what the river gives us. If it's, all easy 40 paddle days, 40 mile paddle days, then, we'll probably do that. If it's, if there's some, slower, slacker water and it takes harder to paddle through, or weather's crappy or whatever, we may take a little longer. But we're going to let the river and the elements and that kind of stuff kind of determine how we handle that. It was my favorite of the trip. Yesterday was my favorite day of the trip. Just beautiful weather, beautiful scenery. Five Finger area was just breathtaking. And I know we don't really have that kind of stuff coming up, but we're going to have still a lot of beautiful scenery and a lot of beautiful stretches of river coming up. So excited to see what lies ahead with that. And so I'm getting ready to go up there, wake up Brian, and we're going to get on the river here in a little bit.
This wind is insane right now.
Apparently I was charging bears and didn't know it. Day 7, Brian and I just putting in right now. So yesterday we did officially eclipse the halfway point in mileage of the trip. We have done approximately 227 miles out of approximately 425, 26, somewhere in there, depending where we take out. So it leaves us right around 200 miles left. 40 miles a day, we'll get there in 5 days. Just yesterday we were looking at 31 miles a day to get there in 8 days. So we may get there 2 days sooner if all goes well than we had planned yesterday. So that's good. It'd be nice to spend a little time in Dawson City. Really old historic city there, so it'd be pretty cool to do that. But yeah, for today and the next 4 or 5 days we're gonna be on the river. We're gonna be traveling another 200 miles to our destination. So this river, it started yesterday, but it is really starting to get very braided, where you really need to use your GPS to help navigate you through, you know, where you think the best line is, where you think the most flow is going to be, which is usually the bigger, straighter channel is usually going to be the best flow. So we're just kind of navigating through that, trying to get through all this the quickest way we can and most efficient way. You know, these braids are so huge that, you know, just looking through the camera lens and even through the eye, you can hardly even see, you know, how braided it really is. But when you look at the GPS, you realize, man, there's a lot going on there. We have reached the Minto resorts there, around an island to the right here, and I think it's like some kind of off-grid resort type deal. We're not going to go that way though. We're going river left around this island because it seems to be the better line, more direct path to where we're going. Looks like this is a barge up here. It looks like they use this for river crossing. Current day. How's it going? Perfect.
Be a nice spot to work too, I'll tell you.
I do like the pancakes for breakfast, and they're not that time consuming to make. I have syrup, yeah. And they're like buttermilk, so I don't really need to add butter, which is, I don't have to bring butter out here. Maybe over here is a decent beach, one of these. It's hard to tell. Yeah, right here. I think that's a good one. No, not here, right there. We've gone 20, I don't know, over 20 miles, and we're gonna take a break here at this rocky beach. Should have went in wide like Brian. That was a little more eventful than I was hoping for. It's all good. We made it. So we're just getting back in the boats here after taking a break, and we looked up where camps are. Looks like the next camp is quite a bit away from us. We wanted to do probably another 18 miles or so, but the camp is looking like it's a bit further than that. But we're gonna make our way towards that. If we find something before then, you know, around the 40-mile marker, we'll probably take it. But just looking at the book, there's not much listed for the next 30 miles. So it'll all work out. Hopefully current continues. It's been great all day, and we can get there at a decent time. Let's get in the flow. It's a long stretch of braided islands we're going through, but the cool thing about this one is if we stay on the far left channel, we go right through it. We don't have to really braid through anything. This is going to be the straight shot to go right through. Hopefully good current too, because it's not really interrupted by islands on this side. Where's he over there? So we have reached mile 250 for the trip. Super exciting. It means we have about 175 miles left. Trips, you know, the first half so far was filled with just terrible weather. Terrible weather on the lake. It was cold and windy. We've had so much wind in the first, 5 days of this trip, and these last two have just been gorgeous. So we've got about 23 miles in so far. Looks like we probably have about 20 or so left to find what is marked as a good camp. We're just gonna hope no one's there. Last night when we found a camp, the first one we found, someone was there. So we're gonna really hope someone's not there this time, and if they are, we'll have to keep going downriver even more. But once we get to about 20 miles from now, we'll probably start looking for a camp, even if it's not a marked camp. But the problem with a lot of these islands is they're just so overgrown with so much like shrubbery. It just makes it not a place where you're really able to get tents in there, or hammocks if you had a hammock. So yeah, we're gonna keep going downriver here. It's beautiful out here, beautiful river. Still hard to believe, we're on day 7 of paddling in the Yukon. Just amazing out here. We're going through an area right now called Hell's Gate. Not really sure why. Maybe it's because the current picks up here. We're going 8.5 miles an hour. 8 miles an hour, not paddling. I don't know if that has something to do with it. So we are coming up right here on the right. This is the confluence with the Pelly River. It is one of the more major rivers that flows here into the Yukon. And a pretty big milestone to reach this river, so pretty exciting. Heck yeah. Pelly River. right over here to the right. You can't really see it, but it's coming in between that mountainous valley right there. So pretty cool. I bet the Pelly has some beautiful views on it, I'm sure. We just gotta get around this little thing one way or the other. Maybe right's better. I think there's someone here somewhere. So I see steam or whatever coming out, or smoke coming out of that cabin.
There's Wi-Fi available.
Yeah, it is. Wow. Oh. Goes to a basement over there down there. I'm not going down there. So many different historical buildings here. Really cool. Piece of history here on the Yukon. So we spent just a little bit of time there at Fort Selkirk. It's a pretty cool historical place there here on the Yukon. Somewhere it looks like we could have camped if we wanted to. But we're just kind of short on our miles. We really, ideally, would like to get another 7 miles in. But really cool place. So if you're lucky enough to paddle the Yukon River here, definitely stop by there. We didn't even check out the whole thing. We probably, checked out maybe a third of it or so. I don't really know how big exactly it is, but we checked out a good bit of it. A couple awesome old churches. Kind of a communal place where you can prep food and stuff in there. I imagine they have a couple people that live here. We just didn't see anybody because there was a private property area that we couldn't go down. So we're assuming, somebody probably lives here. But pretty cool, pretty awesome place. All right, I think this is the creek, so we should be close. Not far after it all. Maybe right around this bend, or maybe before it even. It's like 3/4 of an inch on the map. Not right. Somewhere it does, but no, it doesn't. So that should be Black Creek. Cool. Oh, yeah. It does. Do you think that's it? Yeah, I didn't think that was it. Wait a minute. Hope it wasn't. Maybe we should just try to head across to that island.
I mean, maybe, but I hate to miss the spot that's marked, too.
So right now, I'm gonna try to cross over to that island where Brian is crossing, because it looks like we're gonna be able to find a camp over there. It looks really good from this side. So there's too much current. I can't go straight across, so I need to go upstream in the slack water before I start trying to cross, so I have time to get all the way over there and don't lose the island. I'm gonna go a little bit further up here before I start trying to ferry. Brian got over there. A lot of times on this river, on the shoreline like this, you don't have much of slack water, much of an eddy like there is here. So I'm actually able to go back upstream. A lot of places you can't do that here. That's a long ferry, so I want to give myself room. Where these rock bluffs start coming out, that's where I'm going to start ferrying. Water coming off of this corner. Should give me even a little bit more room here before the current grabs me. Let's go. Oh, that takes a lot of energy. It's overgrown.
It looks like on the other side of the, right after that bluff, right after the cliffs.
On the other side?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I didn't notice it until I was paddling over here.
You said it looks like that's where a campsite is?
It looks like it could be. It looks like possible. You know what I mean?
Okay. I was too close. I couldn't really tell,
Yeah.
you know.
You can almost see it, but not quite. As soon as you start going, you'll see.
Yeah, it might be. It probably is.
Across again.
Cross it again. Is it down there a ways? Do I have to do a ferry like I just did?
It's after the cliffs on the right.
Okay, so it's not crazy close. Okay. So this island is overgrown, so we're gonna go. Brian thinks he may have seen the camp on the other side, so we're gonna ferry back across. If this isn't as hairy, we have a little more time to make this one happen. Because he thinks he may see a beach down there after the cliffs is what he says. So I don't know, we're gonna take his word for it here, go back to the other side. That island really looked good from the other side. He says we could have made it work, but it's very overgrown. Woo! That takes it out of you. Twice in a row really takes it out of you. So we never did find that camp, so we are moving on, trying to find another one up here. This is a great resource to have, this book that I have, but some of the stuff is a little tricky to read and maybe just a little off from what it actually looks like when you're here, so to make it tricky to actually find what you're looking for on the map. And there's no legend per page that I've seen that lets you know how far like a mile is. And if there was a legend like that, it would help a lot. But that's all good. We're gonna keep going downstream. It's starting to get pretty late. 7 o'clock. We did make a couple stops today. But man, we were really hoping to get to a camp before this late again, and it's just once you get in a trend of hitting up camp spots so late and getting up late because of it, it just sort of sets the whole trip and makes it hard to change back to getting up early. is that a beach? Oh, I think we got a beach. That's a beach? Yeah, it looks like it. The front of this island is basically a no-go. We could probably get a 10 on the sand, but we're gonna go down and see if it's on the bottom of this island. There's supposed to be a mark or a good campsite somewhere around here, so we're having trouble locating it. Fingers crossed. Think this is it? Yeah, this looks a little more promising. 52 miles of paddling and bypassing a really nice camp spot at the fort. We have found camp finally. It was on this island. It was just a little further down the island. So it's pretty nice, but we do have to be careful because there are a few down trees. So we got trees here. Obviously we do not want to set up under these trees. Down trees here, more over here. The rest look pretty good, which leaves a lot of places that we can set up. Long day, like I said, 52 miles. Obviously puts us in a good spot because we are amazingly good on mileage now. But yeah, so it's late here. I don't know what time it is. It is 8:30. So that's a full day of paddling. So we're gonna start setting up camp and see you guys later.